Hello and welcome to another episode of Wrecked Whip Breakdown. So in this episode we're going to be looking at something a little bit different. This is a type of vehicle I would be interested in purchasing. This is a car I would like to own. But this one has got some damage. It's got a little bit of a story behind it, looks like. And has some interesting things going on with it that I want to kind of go over in a video. So we're going to be breaking this one down. So I found this one on Seattle Craigslist. Shows as a 2007 Mercedes E63 AMG W211. That's the chassis code for the vehicle. It is a sedan, four-door sunroof, no pano sunroof, silver in color with a black interior. Very nice. Damage, project needs repair, 94K, $10,000. So usually projects that are $10,000 are either partially complete projects or projects that are just on vehicles that are worth a lot of money. So before you even go any farther, I'm going to look up the value for this vehicle if it was, not a project, if it was in good condition, if you were looking to buy it from a private party or maybe a dealership. So put it in there. A 2007 E63 AMG sedan with 94,000 miles. So you're looking, add some value to the vehicle for the mileage. So that means the mileage is good for the age of the vehicle. That's a good sign. With a lot of German cars, though, you don't want to get too low miles because it means the car's been sitting for a long time. Personally, I think with these, especially with these cars, you got to drive them a lot in order to not have them break constantly. But looks to be about $16,000 clean retail if you don't count the miles. Options, let's see here. Yeah, looks like not too many options. So thinking about 17,000 with the miles if you're getting one from a dealer. So from a dealership, you can expect to pay probably up to about $20,000 to get a decent deal on one of these. But there are a lot of them out there without too high of miles because a lot of people get them as second cars and don't daily drive them. But we'll go back to the ad. So silver in color, looks pretty nice. They did include the VIN number for the vehicle. I'm not going to plug it into a VIN checker because the guy describes everything in the ad. Shows as a rebuilt title, automatic. Okay, so 6.2 liter V8 engine, highly optioned, heated cooled, active seats, keyless go, rear door window curtains, 18-inch AMG wheels, navigation and air suspension. Car is drivable and runs well. Needs work, but an excellent rebuilder. Please, please, please read all of the info below. So, the car obviously is a nice vehicle. It's a very fast, high-performance vehicle. Not too many of those out there. And lower miles, good spec. Good car to be think about rebuilding. So, Mercedes is sold with a bill of sale, purchased from an insurance company, and the title was destroyed. You'll need to have the car inspected by the Washington State Patrol. Once inspected, you'll be able to register the car, and it'll carry a rebuilt title. It's not legally allowed to on the road until inspected by the State Patrol and registered. I can help walk anyone through this process if unfamiliar with it. And then full disclosure description. It appears the car went off the road and damaged some of the undercarriage. There is damage on the front bumper, right side skirt, and rear bumper. The belly of the car has damage from hitting something on the right side. Wheels and tires are in excellent shape, like new 18-inch Continental tires and nice 18-inch wheels. Passenger side curtain airbag needs to be replaced. Airbag is included in the sale of the vehicle. Passenger seat airbag was deployed and replaced. Passenger rear door airbag was deployed and replaced. Door card itself needs to be replaced. There are 2 warnings coming on the cluster, one for airbags and low coolant. Coolant level's good, but sensor's not reading it right. Says something about replacing some of the interior trim with different color wood. There still needs to be a center console replaced with that, but they're including the additional parts needed to make everything match with the wood in the interior. Have new OEM AMG front bumper and side skirt included with the sale. Passenger fender and passenger front door have some body damage, and he has a color-matched fender and door included in the sale, but not photographed. So if you go back up to the photos, you can take a look here. Looks pretty nice. You got some front bumper damage. If you take a look here, license plate bracket is missing. Front bumper down there. That is an intercooler right there for the supercharged. Or actually, no, this isn't a supercharged car. I thought it was an E55 for a second. So that's got to be an AC condenser or a cooler of some kind. My bad. If it's an intercooler, that's a major warning sign. As you can see, it's just me looking at the car. Lower grille down there is damaged. Fog light looks okay though. Center grille is completely missing. So it definitely needs that cooler probably to be replaced. Maybe some lines for it. And then some lower grills. The license plate bracket on these cars is actually a pretty expensive part. But you could get an aftermarket one. Everything else looks okay. The headlights are a big concern for me, and those look okay. Another picture from the other side. So take a look here. Looks okay. You can kind of see the damage that they're talking about on the very bottom part down there. There's a close-up of that damage. So you can see the whole rocker panel is easily crushed in, and way down there, the actual probably rocker underneath there and the pinch welds of the vehicle are damaged. They said there was some damage where the lower body pan was pushed up, so the floor's got some damage. That's a pretty hard spot to fix, and it's a difficult spot to get parts for, because a lot of the parts come as full assemblies, and you have to kind of section them into the vehicle. So, not sure what's going on there. There's no picture from underneath. There's the rear. Got the quad exhaust. You can see a little bit of looks like that lower part of the bumper either is damaged or missing. There's kind of another picture of it. It looks like something's going on with it. It could just be the ground reflecting, but they did say something in the ad about the rear bumper. So, interior trim, you can see here's the stuff that's not changed out yet. It looks like this was the old color, and then they're switching it to the darker gray, which is very nice. Interior looks in great shape. There's a picture of the passenger rear side. There's the where the door airbag went off. Would need to do a completely new trim panel, and these per the thing has the kind of like side sun protector pieces, which don't come with all trim panels, but I believe they said that the ad included those. Right here we got a picture of the headliner. Oh, come on. Yeah, the headliner on that side. You can see it's torn up here. These are kind of hard to repair because they're one kind of generic look, so it's really easy to see repairs if you do them, and it's a nice vehicle, so if you're reselling it or something like that, a lot of people don't like getting those repaired, but that could be something that you could possibly get repaired. Buying them, they're kind of a difficult thing to find. I looked up about a trim panel. It'd be about $150. The parts don't seem very expensive. The airbag parts too, but you don't know how much stuff you have to actually replace when you do those. So we got the headliner up there. Driver's seat looks great. Clearly a very high-end seat there. I believe those have the automatic side bolsters. There's the pictures of the warning lights and the dash. Everything looks great. The coolant warning is a little bit weird. It could have to do with that front, the front cooler or whatever that's up in the bumper area. I'm not sure what that is. It doesn't really look like a radiator, but I don't know. Picture of the kind of interior controls. Looks very nice. And there's a picture of the new OEM parts he's got. The rocker panel looks like a recycled or LKQ part. The bumper, kind of the same style, but it does not look like it has the necessary lower grills or brackets or anything like that. So definitely needs some other parts. Now we'll go back to this picture here. So it said there was some damage to the fender and the door, and that they bought color match panels to replace those parts. So I believe the fenders are AMG specific on these, so there's a good chance that that part he got could be wrong. And the damage doesn't look that bad, so it's weird that they would buy new panels. Maybe there's hidden damage in there, but the that damage down low is what really concerns me. Damages to the pinch welds. That's a usually non-repairable part of the vehicle. You can kind of section that stuff in and pull it out, but it especially on a sports car like this, right in the middle like that, the structure of the car could be compromised. Plus, you don't know what's going on with the airbags on a high-end car like this, especially when it has like rear door airbags. There could be so much more damage in there. The B pillar inside, you can kind of see that in the headliner picture here. The trim looks okay. Um, Usually for insurance jobs through the OEM, they say to replace a lot of that upper trim, like the B pillar trimmer on that seatbelt and stuff. But you don't know what's been replaced and what's not. The interior looks good, but you're not really sure what has been going on with the vehicle. And, the guy's got lots of information and everything. So, he obviously knows what's going on with it. So it begs the question, why is the person with the ad not fixing the car? So, $10,000 is the asking price. That kind of seems like a little bit higher than they're expecting. If they bought it back from an insurance auction, if they were the ones that crashed in, they had the chance to buy it from the insurance. There's a good chance they got the car for probably $3,000-$4,000 at the lowest probably. And with all the parts they bought and everything into it, 10 grand, 8 to 10 grand would probably make them break even. But with the value of a clean one of these, which won't have a rebuilt title or the questions of the inner damage or that floor damage, you can get a new one of these for pretty much double the price of this. You could get a super clean one. And then with all the parts and everything, just the parts I can see alone, a couple additional airbag components that they're probably going to need, maybe the headliner repair, and then doing the front bumper and that cooler. You're looking at least a couple grand more to do that. And, if the car's going to have a rebuilt title, the value of the car is probably around what they're asking for it, if not lower. These tend to hold their value because people are willing to step into a rebuilt AMG car or high performance car a lot more than Toyota Corolla, just because you can get something that's worth a lot more for a lot less if you just are willing to take that risk. But someone selling a project like this with that much clear knowledge of what they're selling is a lot of warning signs for me. This car, if I was wanting to get into it and I saw the damage there, I would need the car lifted up so I could see the floor before I would do anything. This one's kind of a question. If you could inspect it yourself, take a look at it, if that floor was okay and it really didn't need anything else other than just the rocker panel and maybe a couple pulls and some repair underneath there to make it look better. And then all it needed was a bumper and some cosmetic work, maybe a cooler up front. It's not a big deal. But these cars there's so many expensive options and expensive parts. The car could have radar guided cruise control, and you've got a component up front that would be very expensive for that, right in that area on that bumper where it was hit. So there's just a lot of questions with these. It's something you really got to look into. You can get great deals buying stuff like this and fixing it and driving it, and you can get stuff that most people would never be able to drive or own. But for this guy's asking price, there's something going on here. This would not be something I'd be interested in. If I could get the car for 4 grand, 5 grand, maybe even 6, and there was no floor damage, I'd be into it. But 10 grand as it is, probably another 3 or 4 maybe to fix everything that I can see right now. You're just a little bit below the value of a clean one of these. And I bet there's ones out there with 150,000 miles that you could get for around that $13,000-$15,000 price range. And these cars are always ticking time bombs too, like mechanically. If something goes wrong, you can have very expensive bills, but they do last forever if you take care of them. So this one looks like it was taken care of. Could be something people are willing to risk their money on. Something I probably wouldn't get into unless there was a severe drop in price though, but I'd be willing to take it a look. So that was a video on 2007 Mercedes E63. If you have any comments about this video, please put them below, and any feedback is appreciated. Have a good day.